And teams that are running away with it at the moment are in Serie A, as of course Juventus have still to get their first win. But what about this coming win week? We've got plenty of games to talk about, and they're coming up here next. Right folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 5 over in Italia, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and hit your banger today with all things La Rocca related, Blackburn Rovers related. That's right folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 5 over in Serie A, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and hit your banger today with all things Serie A related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one rooski. That's right, Juventus stuttering like a stuttering machine, cannot get going. Of course, the Cristiano Ronaldo-less era over in Juventus is falling flat. Meanwhile, over in the Premier League, he's ripping him a new one over in, of course, the top flight in England. But of course, what's going on this past weekend? Of course, we'll have a look at that, and of course, bringing you bang up to date with the prediction in just one second. Also, big shout out to my motherfucking VIPs. We're talking about my Patreons. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you for your continued support, and of course, if you're interested in helping out, check out the link down below. But anyway, let's get cracking and have a look at the last round of matches then this past weekend. Of course, the Milan sides are at the moment in cruise control. Let's bring you bang up to date. Genoa against Fiorentina, big win for Fiorentina. They are also starting to flex their muscles up to 5th in the table now. 2-1 win over Genoa. Empoli against my boys Sampdoria, big win for them, 3-0. They're up to 11th right now. Clean sheet to be won with a 2-0 win myself. Meanwhile, Venezia against Spezia was a 2-1 win on the road for Spezia, as they have, I think that's their first win of the campaign. Indeed, Hellas Verona upset Mourinho. That's right, 3-2 in the end. Roma dropped down to 3rd, of course, leading the charge. But of course, they had to lose somewhere. 3-2 in the end for Verona. Internazionale, though, beat Bologna 6-1. Of course, Bologna taking a tumble there, down to 9th there. Of course, Internazionale, top of the pops. Goal difference, running away with it. Meanwhile, AC Milan picked up a point on the road against Juventus, who are down in the relegation zone, I think, at the moment. If the season was to end today, Juventus would go down. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Lazio against Cagliari was a 2-2 draw as well. No skin off their backs. Sassuolo lost to Torino. They've got their, second win of the campaign. They're looking good right now. And of course, Napoli picked up a draw against Udinese 1-1, who are also doing very well. Udinese yet to taste defeat. Got game in hand as well, so not too shabby. And finally, Atalanta against Salernitana. That is taking place tonight, but of course we have a double match week, so we'll bring you bang up to date with, of course, that next time around. We'll complete this set here and reveal who got an extra point. Maybe I'll just roll them over, of course. But anyway, that's all to look forward to then. But of course, what did I get? Got myself 1, 2, 3, 4. I got myself 4 out of 9 there. Let's go back a second at the table. There's Internazionale leading the charge. Milan are breathing down their necks. Roma just a point of draft, as are Napoli and Fiorentina down the foot of the table. Though it's Salernitana, Cagliari and Juventus going down as it stands. Of course, a win for Juventus though in midweek could see them jump all the way up to 11th in the table. But of course, we'll see how that gets on next. But of course, before all that, here is the table. What did I get? 4 would have put me up to 9th in the table. But Russell Frost, now again, and Deepak, they're great. Got himself 6. Bianca Miller's up there as well. Shepherd kicking ass and taking them. So well done to you guys. Of course, what about the overall grand scheme of things? Of course, I've seen a couple of Andrew Barrett's knocking around, which means he's got his name wrong at least once. Anyone else got their name wrong? Conor Medlin's all the way down there in 25th. Shane O'Donnell, though, leading the charge. And Deepak the Great up there as well, with Iman Hussein, Hans Worst, Chase Boots FC are great, and Russell Frost also not too far away. But it is still early days, so don't fear the Reaper. Of course, we will be there, of course, to the bitter end. If you want to get involved, use the code CUTLY4/Serie A. And of course, that is for the time being it. Let's get going though. Take a look at the next round of matches. Kicking all off with this Tuesday. There'll be Tuesday games, Wednesday games, and there'll be even some on Thursday. So we'll look forward to all of those. Kicking all off though, let's get into it. Fiorentina against Internazionale. British each other 54 times since 1994. 12 wins for Fiorentina, 29 wins for Internazionale, and 13 draws. The biggest win for Fiorentina. 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way is a 3-0 win. Of course, Fiorentina just won defeat about 6 games. They're actually 83% for. Meanwhile, Internazionale just 1 win and 3 for them. But however, you look at the grand scheme of things, just 1 defeat past 6 for them, 75% form as well. Last time played in Fiorentina was a 2-0 win for Internazionale. Fiorentina have not won this game in a long time. I'm going all the way back. I'm into the extra level here. Last time they won was a 9-goal thriller back in April 2017, 5-4 win for Fiorentina. Of course, Fiorentina coming to us on the back of that win against Genoa. Internazionale coming to us on the back of that win against Bologna. Odds on this one: Fiorentina 13-5 for the victory. 2019 on is your Internazionale, and 13-5 is your draw. I've gone with the win for Internazionale. Of course I have. Of course I Sampdoria. Will the other side of Milan get the win up against Venezia this weekend? Of course, played each other 6 times in 1998, 4 wins for Milan. AC, that is, of course, 1 win for Venezia, 1 draw. The biggest win for AC Milan, 4-1 win. The only win for Venezia was a 1-0 win. AC Milan has just 1 defeat about 6 games, 75% form. Meanwhile, Venezia just 1 win in 4 for them. Pretty hokey-dokey kind of form, really. Of course, last time played in Milan was a 1-1 draw back in October 2001. It's been a while. Of course, heading into this, Milan did pick up that win against Juventus at Turin. Meanwhile, Venezia coming to the back of that loss against Spezia. Of course, AC Milan 4-1 on for the victory, 5-1 is your long shots, 11-1 is your Venezia absolute long shots. 2-0 in the end for AC Milan to get the win and, of course, move on. Here we go, though. Can Roma bounce back? Of course, taking on Udinese this Thursday, 23rd of September. Played each other 58 times since 1993, 32 wins for Roma, 16 wins for Udinese, and 10 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Roma over Udinese, 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. Of course, Roma just won defeat past 6, 83% form. Meanwhile, Udinese unbeaten the last 4 games, picking up 3 wins and a draw to boot. Last time played each other over in Udinese was a win for Roma. They've actually had back-to-back wins over Udinese and back-to-back clean sheets to boot. Of course, Roma did lose last time around against Hellas Verona, and of course Udinese picked up a win against Spezia. Odds on this one are 20-11 on is your Roma. They are at home. 60-5 is your draw and 92 is your draw. If it was the other way, I'd definitely go with Udinese or a draw at least, but I've got to go with a Roma win on this 3-0 win in the end. Kicking off further is Atalanta. They're going to be taking on Sassuolo, of course, on Tuesday, September the 21st. These two sides have played each other 21 times since 2006. 14 wins for Atalanta, 2 for Sassuolo, 5 draws. Atalanta's biggest win, 5-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 2-0 win. Sassuolo just 1 defeat past 5 for them, of course. Sassuolo back-to-back defeats for those as well. Coming into this, last time played in Atalanta was a 5-1 win for Atalanta. In fact, they have not lost against Sassuolo for a long time. Going all the way back to 2014, it was a 2-0 win for Sassuolo. It was. Anyway, heading into this, Sassuolo did lose to Torino. And in fact, back-to-back losses for them. Atalanta coming in on the back of that win against Salernitana. Just a 1-0 win for those. Of course, last time on 20-11 on is your Atalanta, 10-3 is your draw, 90-4 is your long shots. That's Sassuolo. Going to go with a 1-0 win. There it is. It took its time, but we got there in the end. Cagliari will entertain Empoli, of course, Wednesday, 22nd of September. These two sides have played each other 18 times since 1998. It is 6 wins for Cagliari, 9 for Empoli, and 3 draws. The biggest win for Cagliari, 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-1 win. Of course, Cagliari just 1 win in the past 6 for them. Empoli 1 win in the past 4. As two teams looking for some results. Of course, last time played each other in Cagliari was a 2-2 draw back in January 2019. The away side has not won this game since 2014 when Cagliari beat Empoli. Of course, the fixtures were reversed. Empoli did lose to Sampdoria last time around. Cagliari picked up a draw against Lazio, of course, on the road as well. Let's take a look at the odds on this one. What do we have on this? We have Cagliari coming at you 20-19 on. They are your favourites. 35 is your draw. 35 is your away win as well for Empoli. I'm going to go with a win for nobody. A draw right down the middle. 1-1 in the end. Bologna need to bounce back and bounce back quickly up against Genoa. Of course, they played each other 26 times. Done 6, 9 wins for Bologna, 10 for Genoa, and 7 draws. The biggest win for Bologna was a 2-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. Of course, Bologna just 1 defeat past 4 for them, and it was a big one, wasn't it? It was that 6-1 loss against Internazionale. It was. Meanwhile, Genoa came to this just 1 win in 4 as well. Of course, last time played in Bologna was a 2-0 win for Genoa. In fact, Genoa have actually won 3 in the bounce against Bologna, keeping a clean sheet in all of those 3. In fact, they kept a 4th clean sheet and a 0-0 draw all the way back in 2019. Genoa did lose to Fiorentina last time around. Meanwhile, Bologna also lost to Internazionale as well. Tight one this one. 2019 on is your Bologna, 5-2 is your draw, 11-4 is your away win. That's Genoa. 2-1 win for Bologna to bounce back, and of course bounce back hard, of course, after that shocker. Next up we have Torino up against Lazio over in Torino itself in the Stadio Olimpico Grande. Played 39 times since 1993. 8 wins for Torino, 18 wins for Lazio, and 13 draws. The biggest win for Torino, 3-0 win. The biggest win for the other way, of course, Lazio was a 4-0 win. Torino actually won back-to-back wins for them, actually, for the first time in a long time. Lazio actually 3 games without a win for them. Last time played in Torino was a 7-goal thriller going in favour of Lazio 4-3 back in November 2010. Lazio did draw with Cagliari. Torino did draw with Sassuolo last time round. Torino did beat Sassuolo last time round, and have also come in it on the back of that win against Salernitana. So back-to-back clean sheets for Torino, looking good at the moment. Of course, look at the other. They need the points, get the points in early. 12-5 is your Torino, 12-5 is your draw, 11-10 is your Lazio. They are the favourites on the road. I think there's going to be 2-0 win. I went with a 2-0. I thought I might have given it to Torino, but unfortunately no. Next up, of course, my boys Sampdoria taking on Napoli. That is right, taking place on Thursday, September 23rd. Played each other 42 times since 1993. 25 wins for Napoli. We have 8 wins for Sampdoria, 9 draws. The biggest win for Sampdoria over Napoli, 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way is a 4-0 win. Just 1 defeat past 6 though for Sampdoria, 1 defeat also at the past 6 for Napoli. 75% form for Napoli, 67% form for Sampdoria. I think they've drawn 1 more than Napoli in the last 6. Last time played each other in Sampdoria, there was a 2-0 win for Napoli. They've actually won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bounce, of course, over Sampdoria. Of course, Sampdoria did beat beaten Empoli last time around. Napoli did draw with Leicester last time around. Of course, are they playing tonight? They are playing Udinese tonight, of course, so they could come onto this back-to-back wins. Well, 16-5 is Sampdoria, 65-1 is Napoli, and 13-5 is your draw. I've gone with a draw on this one, hoping for the best, really, to give my boys a bit of hope. Of course, next up we have Spezia up against Juve. Of course, Juve have had a nightmare start. Of course, Spezia the 4 times 2007, 1 win for Spezia, 2 for Juventus, 1 draw. The biggest win. The only win for Spezia was a 3-2 win. The biggest win away was a 3-0 win. Spezia have actually got 2 defeats in the past 6 games for them. Same form as Juventus, 2 defeats in the past 6, 50% form as well. Of course, last time I played in Spezia was a 4-1 win for Juventus. That was of course last season in November. Of course, Juventus did draw with AC Milan. Of course, Spezia did pick up a win against Venezia. So of course, we'll see how they lock on. Of course, Spezia are 7-1 for their actually 3-1 on Juventus, 92 is your draw. How long can this go on? How long can it go on? 2-0 win in the end for Juventus. They've got to get this one in the bag. Next up, we have Salernitana taking on Verona. This is the last game of this midweek crunch clashes. 16 times I've played in the past. There's 1997. 5 wins for Salernitana, 7 wins for Verona, and 4 draws. The biggest win for either of the two sides was a 2-0 win. Of course, Salernitana 4 defeats on the bounce. Meanwhile, Hellas Verona just 1 win in 4 for them. So 2 teams kind of looking for some more points in the bag. Last time I played in Salernitana was a 1 win for Salernitana. That was in Serie A back in September 2018. The away side has not won this game in a long time. Last time the away side won was back in 2005 when Verona picked up the win against Salernitana. Of course, heading into this, Salernitana did lose to Atalanta. Verona did pick up a win against Roma, of course, big win as well. Look at the odds on this one. We have, what do we have at 5-2 is your Salernitana, 21-20 is your Verona, and 12-5 is your draw. Going to go with a draw on this one. Point in the bag a piece. A couple of draws knocking around in this one, 1, 2, 3. But of course, that's my picks. Be sure to get your own picks, of course. Let me know what you think will happen. Of course, use the code here, Serie A, the URL, and of course, get your picks in. They are free to go. Of course, get yourselves in the prediction league and see how you do this season. Until then, give the videos a love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, and of course, I'm on Facebook. But until then, see you soon. Give the love in, check out the Patreon. Until then, we are done.